Hello, I am Max from Test Drive Blogs, and today, let's have a look at this 2005 Saab 9.3 2.0T. Oddly enough, Saab is one of the manufacturers I haven't actually filmed for my channel until this one, so I'm very glad to bring it to you. And a huge thanks goes out to CarSpot STL for allowing me to film it. Be sure to check out their information in the description below. This 9.3 is finished in a color known as silver metallic, with a tan leather interior. The seats are all manual, with an airbag, which is a nice touch. This 9.3 has 145,086 miles on it. And so let's take the key, which as you can tell it's kind of an interesting design. Got a nice fob on it. In normal Saab fashion, the key does go in the center, down here. It does have a little display up top as well. And let's fire it up. And so let's close the door. And check out the rest of the interior. It's very simple on the door panels. Power window controls, window lockouts, power lock controls next to your door handle there, and your primary controls up above. On the steering wheel, you do have your audio controls, source, volume, tuning, and phone, with a nice Saab badge in the middle, airbag back behind. On the far left of the dash, you have the headlight controls, with your cruise control and brights over here. Very nice set of gauges, the tachometer, speedometer, turbo, boost gauge, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. Very nicely laid out. A couple of vents around. Couple vents up top here, and your radio controls, as well as your stability control and a few other options over on the left here. As I mentioned, it does have a little screen up top that tells you your outside temperature, as well as a few other things. Climate control down below, very simple to operate. Flashers, AC, CD player, ashtray with a lighter or power outlet. 5-speed automatic transmission with manual shiftability. As I mentioned, your key does go in right there. Cup holder back behind that. Another power outlet down here. What was another interesting feature that I didn't realize it had was the Ebrake is right here. Just lift up on it like that. It kind of forms into the center console here. It's kind of cool. It does have a manually dimming rearview mirror with some light options above. You can turn the interior lights in here. You can set it to where it only opens on the door, and so on. And so we'll go ahead and shut it off real quick. And let's check out the outside. The Saab 9.3 was originally introduced for the 1998 model year as sort of a replacement for the aging 900. The first generation, which ran from 1998 to 2002, was basically just a rebranded 900. They didn't really actually change them until the second generation, which is what this one is. In which the second generation ran from 2003 to 2014, which of course was when Saab stopped selling cars. This 9.3 is actually the linear trim, which was basically the base model of the 3 different trims you could get for the Saab 9.3 in 2005. Which of course was the linear, the arc, and the high-end aero. In the first generation of the 9.3, you could only get a hatchback or a convertible form, both in 3 doors and 5 doors. While for the second generation, you could get in either convertible, wagon, or sedan. Both the linear and arc actually came with P215 55 R16 tires, running on alloy wheels, while you could get P225 45 R17s on the aero. The Saab 9.3 of course was produced after GM took over the Saab division. So around the outside and inside the car, you'll see some vague differences between this and, say, Chevrolet or Pontiac or whatever of the same generation. Although they did keep the style of Saab really true throughout the 9.3. It had a very unique styling compared to every other GM vehicle at the time. As mentioned beforehand, the Saab 9.3 has a 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. In 2005 there were 2 different options, even though they were actually the same engine. The linear has the detuned 2 liter turbo that makes about 175 horsepower. and then the Arc and Arrow make around 200. 2 transmissions are available, a 5-speed automatic as I mentioned that this one has, or a 5-speed manual. And so let's check out the passenger side. There's not much interesting stuff. You do have a glove box though, if you hit this button here, right there. And that's really about it. And there's a handle actually up here as well, if you need it. And then the back seat. Couple pouches in the backs of the front seats. Not too much leg space here with the front seats backwards, but still not bad. Got a little cubby hole there in the back of the center console. And as I mentioned, there is a pass-through right back here, as well as an armrest if you need it. So there are a few ways to open up the trunk in this car. One is actually just a button right underneath, the Saab badge there. And you have a button on the remote as well as one on the side. Decent amount of space back here. And you can flip the back seats forward. It has a little pass-through as well. So thank you all for watching this video of the 2005 Saab 9.3 Linear. You can check out CarSpot's info in the description below, as well as you can request cars at a link down there, and check out my various social media accounts. Again, thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. See ya.